Hi, many of you may recognise me from TV or national press. Many more of you may have eaten in my award-winning restaurant, Creoles of Skye. For those of you who don't know me, my name is David Wilson, and I'm going to teach you to cook like a world-class chef in 5 days. Now I know what you're thinking. That's impossible. It's some kind of con, some kind of scam. Well, it's not a con, it's not a scam, and it's not impossible. And I'm going to prove it to you right now. Welcome to the kitchen. So, what makes the Wilson method different? Why is it so successful so quickly? Well, for one reason, because with almost all cookery schools, colleges, cookery courses, when you're being taught a dish, say monkfish, because that's what these guys are cooking here today, you'll go through an hour, maybe 2 hours of theory, recipes, note-taking, demonstrations, and then you're allowed to cook one of these. With the Wilson method, we give you up to 10 of every dish that you learn to cook, so that cooking them back to back, you gain an understanding of what's going on in your pan. You gain an understanding of the whole cooking process. The other reason is student numbers. We keep student numbers very low indeed. Talking of which, excuse me just one second. How are these doing, guys?
Fine,
not too bad. Okay. They've been on a couple of minutes. If you just lift the lids and turn them over now, I'll be back with you before we need to add the cream. The Wilson method is therefore a very hands-on method. You spend your time here cooking, not taking notes. You're cooking from 10 in the morning till 5 or 6 at night. And using a method like that, it really is possible to learn to cook up to 50 dishes to a world-class standard in just 5 days. It's more expensive for us, but we get the results. And frankly, for me, that's what's important. Okay, so what have we seen so far? What have we learned? You've seen the kitchen, the teaching environment. You've seen a couple of students. You've seen the level of physical resources we're willing to put at your disposal to bring you up to the necessary standard quickly enough. You've seen that the course is very hands-on. You've seen that it's very produce intensive. As a rough guide, we tend to spend something like 10 times the amount many other courses do on produce alone. You've seen that it's very staff intensive, and you've seen that we tend to keep student numbers very low. Not only that, the fee you're paying will include all your accommodation, 6 nights, all your meals, your breakfast, your refreshments, lunch, and a gourmet dinner every night. It'll also include all the produce you use. It'll include all the written materials, written course materials. There's quite a lot of those, but mainly they're for reference. They're for use afterward, although obviously there's plenty of space for taking notes at the time. Please, however, don't take my word for this. Have a look around. Please compare courses. Have a troll around the internet. Send away for a few brochures. And just compare as much as you can. This course basically is a complete package, or as complete a package as we can make. Oh yes, and unlike some other courses, the famous chef doesn't just come in and do a couple of demonstrations. I'm with you throughout the course, teaching you. The only part that I don't teach is desserts. This is taken care of by our administrative manager, who doubles as a very able sous chef, and Doyle. Lastly, please don't be embarrassed if you're a complete beginner. This course is designed for all levels of ability. We see an awful lot of complete beginners, and frankly, in many cases it's easier to teach a complete beginner. So don't be embarrassed, don't worry. If you're going to make mistakes, this is the place to make them. Make them in the teaching environment. Learn from your mistakes, and don't make them at home when you're cooking for your guests. That's what learning's about. And I guess finally, I've included a little free cooking demonstration at the end of this. It's going to be one of the dishes that you learn on the course, so you'll be that much ahead before you start. I guarantee you'll learn something from it. I hope you enjoy it for its own sake anyway. However, please relax and enjoy.